guys, and welcome to another property tutorial. Sorry it's been a while, I've been a bit busy with college and other bits and pieces, but today I'm going to show you how to make a river song journal or diary. Basically this is a little bit of a refined version of my previous river diary, and this isn't actually for me, this is my friend. And I took a little bit of thought into how to do this one a bit better, because the old one was just used, made using cardboard, and that didn't turn out very well. It sort of got a bit sort of weak and doesn't hold together very well. Hence the reason why I'm trying to sort of refine it a bit better. So what you'll need to do is find a hardback book with a nice spine. Gives you this nice profile here. Make sure it's curved, and I mean these books I bought two, one for my friend and one to recover my one, and these were 99p out of a charity shop, and I simply just got a craft knife, one of these nice and sharp craft knives or scalpels, just cut the book out on the inside, and as you can see, I mean I've caught this one ever so slightly on that side, so I'm going to cover that gap up. And then what you want to do is you want to look at your paper. Now book size I've gone for is sort of DVD cover size, and what I've done is I've tea stained the paper. All you have to do with that is just get some tea and use some boiling water. Cold water doesn't really give the best effect, but boiling does. And just soak it a little bit on either side, let it drain off and put it in the oven and heat it until it dries, which is really nice sort of parchment effect paper. So I went down to my local craft store and I bought some of this, which is mountboard, and it's quite a rigid cardboard. It's not too thick either, and this is what I've used for the detailing on the front. Now one thing to point out as well is this book here was black, and I started painting over it and then actually couldn't paint over the black, so what I did was I had to spray it up silver, which actually isn't as bad as it came out, because it's given me this nice aged effect on top of it. You can sort of see, I'll tell you how I did that in a minute. So that was how I went through with that, and I went down to Poundland and picked up a tube of blue acrylic paint, and yeah, proceeded to paint. Now when it comes to gluing the pages, as you can see at the edge there, that's how they look in the book. And what I did with that was I got my pages, I think I had about 50, which was sort of folded in half like this, and just layered them up, and then what you do is on the edge of this lot of paper, you want to wedge it in between two pieces of bits of wood or possibly books, just to keep the pressure. So if you've got a book press, then use that, and then you simply just use PVA glue to join the piece of paper, and that takes a couple of coats, couple of three, and hopefully that will hold up quite nicely. And then I've just used one of the pages just to glue it onto the inside of the book, and that holds in there pretty nicely. Now, as I said about the paint, originally because it was black, it wasn't painting over the top. So once I'd glued on using PVA glue, PVA is probably the best stuff, just because it doesn't leave residue about, and if it does, it goes dry anyway. Plus, it's not one of those glues that if you try and move it about, if you've accidentally positioned it wrong, you can move it about and sort of revive what you had, rather than messing it all up and having to start from scratch. Now, as I said, I had to spray this up silver, and it gives you really this sort of nice aged effect. Actually, you can't really see it very well on camera really, but in the sort of natural light you can see it. But what I did was I basically went over it with a little bit of black. Now I know the original didn't have it, but actually I quite like the fact that it's got sort of a bit more age to it. And then what I used was a sponge. Now I use a sponge in a lot of my projects that I do, and this was just really helpful just to go over the paint while it was sort of just about dry, and then just scraped off the top layer of the blue to reveal the silver. And so yeah, I mean that's basically the River Diary, and I'd say the same process for the Doctor's Diary. Now, I mean, my one at the moment is smaller than the River Diary, but I do believe they're of similar size. Although I think the Doctor's is slightly smaller in comparison. But yeah, same technique as that, of the mount board glued on top. And the mount board you want to be cutting with a scalpel or a craft knife. Make sure you're using a ruler to keep the edges and lines cut straight, and make sure you're making your measurements right, because otherwise you could end up with getting these bits not sort of centered properly, which sort of ruin it a little bit. So, you know, take care when you're doing it. You know, make sure you buy plenty of mount board to make sure you've got it. So yeah, cheers for watching that video, guys. Again, apologise that I haven't been on for a little while. I hope to be on a bit more sooner than what I have been. But one, I mean, that's partially to do with the fact that there's not been many props to actually replicate, and just to the fact that actually it's coming up to the end of my college year, and this is my last year at college, so actually I'm not going to have the facilities like the laser cutter. So realistically, you'd think that I'd have more props actually done, but actually because of my final major project I've not actually had the time. So yes, please comment on what you'd like to see. If you've got any ideas, I'm not just a Doctor Who fan, you know, I do like other things, so maybe if you comment in the comments something that's related to something else I like, maybe I'll make something else. But for the meantime, thank you for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe, and see you in the next one, guys.